completing the square, we're going to do the beginning part. We're not going to talk about completing this square, but completing the squares in a quadratic equation. And we're going to start with the first part here, where I just have an x squared plus 6x. We're going to just start with these so we get the hang of it. And one thing that we're going to do is we're going to find a term, a binomial term, that when squared equals the equation. So what we're going to do is this. There is the value in front of x squared. There is an x squared. That means the value is 1, which is not written. And I'm going to do these first ones that this will be true about all the problems we're going to do right now. There'll be an x squared plus like some number x. In this case, it was 6x. And all we have to do to complete the square is this. We're looking for some number that when doubled equals 6. Well, if we're looking for a number that is doubled equals 6, cut it in half. What's half of 6? 3. And what we're going to do with that 3 is this. We're going to square it so that we can add it to each side. I'm going to square the number I cut in half, makes 9, and I add it to each side. And the reason for that is I purposely look for a number that when squared makes what I have up here, the x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 9. I just wrote an equation. And here's what I do. It is always going to be half of this b term and this number squared to make this one. That's how you get this FOIL right here. All right. So let's look at another one. Notice just an x squared plus 14x, no other term. So look at this 14, cut it in half. Half of it is 7. I'm going to take that 7 and square it, which is 49. I'm going to add 49 to each side. And the reason for that is it now becomes this x plus 7. And oh, forgot to mention, whatever I have here, after I divide by 2, that's my answer in the parentheses. Whatever I get when I divide by the 2 here, that's my number here. So this would make the equation x plus 7 squared equals 49, because I added 49 to each side to make this true. This time I'm going to look at, notice, just an x squared with a minus 20. So cut it in half. Negative 20 divided by 2 is a negative 10. So I know this here. I know my parentheses will be x minus 10. I already know that. But this number here would be negative 10 squared. Now be careful. This is not 10 times 10 and make it negative. It's negative 10 times negative 10, which is a positive 100. If I add 100 to one side, I have to add it to both. And remember, like I said, where we purposely found a number that when doubled makes the middle one and squared makes that term right there. So it's going to be x minus 10, 20 squared equals 100.